Hey friends, welcome back to the Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Sally Allen. And today we are going to talk about a topic of why do I need to top that? And I know you're thinking, what the hell, Sally? What is that? So simple. This year, I've accomplished a lot of things, including publishing a book. So how do you top that? I won 2 Stevie Awards. So yes, how do I top that next year? And there were some other big goals. Like I threw my first leadership conference, women's leadership conference. And so the idea could be going into 2026, and the thought process could be, how do I top that? And I really had to sit with this and wrestle with it for a minute because I accomplished a lot, but why do I need to top that? And you might be sitting there thinking, whoa, Sally, underachiever, are you? Not really, because all those things that I've accomplished, won my book, publishing my book, and the audio recording was a beast, 2 Stevie Awards, the conference, several speaking engagements, and so on. Why do I need to top that? How about I used all the things that I've accomplished in 25 now as a foundation to propel my business forward. Because now I'm not thinking about oh my gosh, what other words can I get? What other book I can publish or what I can do? No. The strategy for me, and think about this, what it will be for you needs to change. And the way that strategy changes is I'm now focusing on the same thing. That was a layer that I built. Here's my book. Let me show you. My book was a layer. It was a foundation this year that I built. And so the Stevie Awards, the Stevie Awards was also a foundation. And next year, I don't need to top that. What I need to do is build on top of that and move and propel my business forward. And so what that looks like is, okay, so how do you leverage your book, for example, in 2026? And so one of the things I'm thinking about, okay, I can do workshops from my book. All my coaching concepts are in my book. So they become a tool that my clients can use. And I can also build courses and upload them on my website to generate recurring income or something to that effect. I don't need to be publishing another book, and I don't need to top that. I just need to build on top of it. I hope this makes sense to you. I really want you to think about what you've accomplished in 2026 and don't feel the pressure or the stress to think that, oh my gosh, how am I going to top that? I have moved the bar so high. How am I going to top that? But think about how you can use that. For example, you were a director or senior director, and now you're a VP. And the thought process might be, how do I get to senior VP? No. Your foundation is being that VP. How do you build on top of that? And it's not about you at this point. It's about elevating your people. It's about building your people. It's about working within the realm of that title. Because a lot of leaders, as soon as they hit, and I coach them all the time, as soon as they hit a title, they're like, okay, what do I need to do to get to that next title? Immerse yourself where you're at. Leverage that title. Leverage that position. Leverage all the things that comes with it to grow your people, to grow the business, to elevate your people. And also elevate them in a way that, what did they do last year? Think about what they did and how can they use that and build on top of that to get to the next level. So I had somebody ask me, oh my gosh, Sally, how are you going to top that next year? And, you raised the bar so high this year. And I really looked at them like for a hard minute and said, I don't need to. And they were shocked because they were like, what do you mean you don't need to? I said, I don't need to. I just need to build on top of it. I don't need another certification next year. Although, knowing me, I might go for one, who knows? But I don't, in the grand scheme of things, I don't need another certification. I just need to leverage and use what I have. Now, here's what I know. In the past, I have used that busyness of building as an excuse to propel my business forward because I didn't have the confidence. So I want you to think about that. Whether you're a small business owner or whether you're a leader in corporate America, right? Why do you feel you need that other certification? Why do you feel you need to do that other course before you can move forward and do the thing you want to do? It might be because you don't have the self-confidence yet. Because when you have the self-confidence, you'll see you don't have to fake it. You know that you can build on top of what you already have. So as you go into 2026, perhaps you get out of the mindset of how do I top 25, but get into the mindset of, man, how do I build on top of 25? And listen, I know that some of you probably had a hard 25. That's okay too. You move into 26 and work on the things, whether it's one or two things that you were working on in 25, or you create those new goals. I've had high achievers, like if they don't have like 10 goals, they don't feel like they're doing anything. And that's okay. That's a different demographic of people. But if you're the type of person and you're like, Sally, one or two things is all I can do, that is okay too. When we are doing our goals, we feel sometimes we have to do so much. We need 50 goals. What's the point? If we have 50 goals, we're not going to do one right. If we have two, we're going to do them really good. So I want you to flip your mindset a little bit and think about how you're going to go into this next year when it comes to your goals. And don't compare yourself to what you did last year. Listen, whether it was good or whether it was not good, you start fresh. You always have another Monday to start fresh. You always have another first of the month to start fresh. And you always have another new year to start fresh. And you have the next day to start fresh. So whatever it is that you've done in 2025, whether it's a little thing you've moved the needle, whether you just got out of bed, because some of us had, listen, it was a hard year in terms of the economy and some things that were going on in our country. And if you made it out of bed, then you were successful. Count that. If you're a mom and you maybe didn't scream, at your kids one day in 2025, you did well. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just look forward to going into the new year with a new mindset and new habits. Listen, if this episode sparks something in you, share it with someone. And as I always say, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next episode.